Have you ever gotten in bed with the certainty that tomorrow will be the day that you wake up and achieve all of your goals, only to wake up the next day with the same overwhelming inability to get started that you always have? Have you ever put on your workout clothes only to find yourself sitting on the couch watching TV or mindlessly scrolling through social media? We've all felt that way many times before, and there's just something about getting started that's the hardest part. And taking the first step is key, but getting to that first step is another problem altogether. There are a few easy steps you can take to get over the hump and closer to your goals. The first thing, it's all in your head. Positive self-talk is important, and one of the things you want to tell yourself from the start is under-promise and over-deliver. The secret to unlocking your ability to get started lies in understanding what's keeping you from starting in the first place. Figure out what traps you often fall into, and you can make a plan to outsmart yourself to get around them. Now I know that if I sit down and start scrolling on my phone or start watching a YouTube video, it's going to be very hard for me to just tell myself to stop and go exercise or start working. So, to keep myself from getting stuck in those traps, I find ways around them. Now personally, I know I get distracted very easily. Call it ADHD or the millennial attention span, or just call it the human condition trying to find excuses out of doing hard things. Either way, we all experience it. So there's a few things that I do to try to keep those distractions at bay for myself. When I'm getting ready in the morning, instead of watching a video, I will pop in my headphones and listen to a podcast, which allows me to not be glued to a screen, and therefore I can listen while I make coffee, while I make breakfast, while I get dressed. It scratches the part of my brain that needs entertainment while allowing me to keep that momentum of movement, and all I have to do is get myself ready and keep going out the door. Another tripping point for me is needing purpose, and whether that means choosing a place to walk toward in a new city, or choosing to run at least 5K, or getting to a mountain peak, having a goal helps me keep driven, and it's less likely that I'll give up. Even if my true goal is just to get a little exercise or explore a new place, having that purpose makes it easier for me to keep going. Let's go. Today's goal is to make this video while I go for a run. Now, I normally track my runs on my Garmin watch, but I didn't want to get distracted by the pace or time, so I'm not going to track my run today so I can stay focused on the video. The thing that often keeps us from starting is feeling overwhelmed by our tasks. The key is to set manageable goals for yourself. So if your goal is to run a marathon, you can't go out tomorrow and run 26.2 miles or you're likely going to fail. Similarly, if you want to just exercise more, set a smaller goal that you can achieve. So pick a small distance or a time and go for that. Just plan to run 1 mile or for 30 minutes. If you end up running more or longer, consider that exceeding your expectations. Just like in business, it's better to under-promise and over-deliver than the opposite. Finally, the only person you should be comparing yourself to is you from yesterday. Did you get a little bit better? Did you learn something about yourself? And most importantly, did you try? If the answer to any of those is yes, you can count today as a success. Failure is always going to be a part of trying, but allowing yourself to fail and allowing yourself to learn a little something along the way is what it's all about. And if you can learn to let yourself take smaller steps, you'll get to your bigger goals even faster. Thanks for watching and subscribing. See you in the next one. I think that's a little behind the scenes is worth a shot here because I wanted to get a shot of myself running over there with the reflection, and I had no way to set up a camera over here. The tripod on the GoPro doesn't work and there's not enough zoom, so I use my phone set up in a tree up here, and as you can see, it's on an angle and it's kind of precariously perched, but I'll just edit it later and hope it comes out good. It's better than nothing. Gotta work with what you got.